are back on Turning the Tide. This is Candace, Salima, and we are speaking with the Preparedness Pro, Kellene Bishop. Kellene, you have a pearl of wisdom for us.
Well, I hope people will look at it that way as a pearl. For some people, it just goes against everything. And again, these are, let me back up for a second. You have to understand that in the world of preparedness, preppers have very few friends. The majority of the woes that I hear about preppers is that their family looks at them like they're crazy. Even is angry about how dare you take money out of our family budget to buy something like a solar oven or or more food that will last 30 years.
You know what? They are not going to be singing that tune when the day comes that person is cooking and producing delicious food with that solar oven.
That's right. But so I wanted to preface this by saying that I can't even find friends for all of my standards, if you will, my principles, even within my own neighborhood of preparedness-minded people. Neighborhood being a figurative word. So understand when I say this, I get a lot of flack even from the people I rub elbows with. And saying this, most people in the mindset of preparedness, most people are accustomed to holding their cards very close to their chest. There are very few people out there teaching about preparedness for that very reason, because they don't want to show any of their cards. They don't want to be on the big brother's radar, so to speak. Well,
oh boy, yes.
Well, somebody has to teach. You can't all just be quiet. You can't all just hold your cards against your chest. And besides, there's a principle there that I think we're violating. That's what I call an eternal truth, and that is the charity. Now, what I mean by that is understand that I am preparing in such a way that I plan on helping others. I will plan on doing it under my own terms, which is why I have the Women of Caliber company and why I teach that self-defense and teach the firearm self-defense. I will do it under my own terms. It will never be taken from me at the butt of a gun, because it's not about your food gun. It's about your virtue. It's about your safety, etc. But one of the things that my husband and I, we have a specific number in mind, and I'm not going to share that number for security purposes, but we have a specific number of people in mind that we want to be able to help if the things hit the fan. We want to be able to help for 1 year. And it's very interesting. When National Geographic came and filmed a couple of months ago, I'd looked at their previous episode and the people that they featured, and I talked to them about the other people they'd been filming, and everybody really cares about their secrecy, their privacy, etc., because they're concerned that, if so-and-so knows about this, then when the things go south, everybody will be coming to my underground bunker or what have you. Well, that's not my mindset. I put everything out there on Preparedness Pro. When I say everything, I mean there's some things obviously that I keep to myself, but I believe that preparedness is not just about self-reliance. Remember what I said earlier in the first hour of the show, you can't expect to help someone else spiritually or otherwise if you yourself are not prepared temporally. And I don't think that our obligation, and I'm 100% Christian. At least I hope I will get the honor of being called that when I pass on. I am 100% Christian, and I believe in living that Christian lifestyle. And I don't believe that a crisis of any sort absolves me of any responsibility of helping others. And so if you're obedient, as I like to say, you'll have at least a year's supply. But if you are wise and if you are charitable, which is in my opinion one of the most important traits that we need to take with us, you will prepare to help other people.
Well, and that is how I look at it as well, Kellene. And sometimes I'm more prepared than at other times. I mean, for instance, right now we've gone through a period of using what we had, and we're in the process of building back up again. And people need to realize that self-reliance and being prepared isn't about waiting for that big natural disaster. It isn't about waiting for the country to fall. It isn't about waiting for the world to end. It's about taking care of your family, plain and simple, day in and day out, and making sure they have what they need. And that to me is at the very core of what we are talking about today. It is simply taking care of your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And And I think our family's more extended than we all realize. It's not just about
without question.
Yeah, the kids we gave birth to. I mean, there was a time when you were sick, I remember, and things weren't very good for my husband and I at that time. But all I had to do was go downstairs into my supplies, and yep, there's the Dr. Pepper, and yep, there's the chicken soup, and I just had a blast bringing you over a little care basket and stuff, and it just
so sweet.
It didn't cost us a dime, in terms of at that moment. It was there. It was abundant. We had plenty of it. It was fun. And I think that's where we'll get the joy. I don't think we're going to get joy huddled in a corner and jumping at the sound of anyone and everyone who might be coming our way and in fear someone's going to steal from us. I don't think that's how we're intended to live either.
I don't either. And there's one area that we talked about knowledge and mental fortitude and all that. I think it is also extremely wise to have a home library and to have board games, not video games, board games, card games, coloring books, crayons, paper, note paper, and pencils and pens. You don't want to, in a time of extreme need, stop all mental capability, all mental this is where the not feeling well right now is hitting me. The word I'm thinking of, stimulation. There we go. Mental stimulation. The Sudoku books, the crossword books, all these kinds of things. There is a way for you to make life very, very not only livable, but pleasant and happy, even in the most difficult of times.
One thing I did, I interrupted myself on. I do this often, but
okay.
what I was sharing is with the National Geographic shows, it was all about the person keeping to themselves, keeping private, not letting anybody else know what they were doing. And then by contrast, there was my episode that they'll be filming in January, I believe. But with my episode, all three primary segments were involving other people. First, we had me up at the range training other women how to do a quick draw self-defense shot. Okay, that was other people teaching them. And then we went to the 30-plus women that were at the rape prevention because, everybody needs to be everyone needs to be capable of their own self-defense. Otherwise, it compromises the security of everyone around them. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And then after that, I was supposed to turn into Martha Stewart and create a gourmet kind of a dinner party, if you will, out of only shelf-stable foods. And so then we had that whole segment that was taken with, lots of other women there and just sharing what I had, not just in terms of tangible goods, but what I had in terms of what I could offer in terms of skills and such. And I think that more people need to look at their self-reliance in that manner. It may seem like an oxymoron. Self-reliance is a community issue. But indeed it is. There's no single person. These people who hunker in the corner all by themselves and are planning on just, having their guns ready and at the first little sound, you can't do that. Mentally, you can't do that. 24 hours, 7 days a week, you can't you can't be the sole protector of your home, I should say. It takes a community. And if you want to be self-reliant, you simply cannot do it without preparing to involve your neighbors around you.
Absolutely. And I think that if we all not only look to our own preparedness on all levels and then look to how we can help others, I think America will be in great shape, but only if we do that. Only if we somehow turn people around from looking to the government for the handout and instead looking to the seller.
I agree.
Yes. Okay, Kellene, we are wrapping up the show. Do you have any last thoughts you'd like to share? First, let me just say, so that we don't forget this, Kellene's website, we've been speaking with Kellene Bishop, known as the Preparedness Pro, and her website is preparednesspro.com. In December, are you going to have the show on that website, Kellene, or is it going to be a separate website?
It will be on preparednesspro.com, yes.
So your radio show is moving from Blog Talk to the preparednesspro.com.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something you're going to want to turn into, so don't have it between 2 and 4 every day, okay?
No, it'll be archived. Everything will be much like you do, where you make it available to people listen after the fact as well.
Yes. And so this is something you're going to want to turn into on a regular basis, because Kellene can really help you to understand how critical it is, and not only how critical, teach you the ways and where you can become prepared. Also, you want to learn about her 10 principles of preparedness, and the only place you can get all 10, because we didn't talk about them all, is on her website, preparednesspro.com. Okay, Kellene, any last thought?
Yeah, for those people who listen to this and go, how am I ever going to get ahead of things? They're living paycheck to paycheck. It does take some creativity initially, but more importantly, it takes that mental fortitude and that spiritual commitment. Okay, I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm open to doing it. When I first started really making some strides in my state of preparation, we were at the lowest we'd ever been financially. I learned couponing, and boy, am I glad I did. I mean, I'm one of those crazy women, not like you see on TV, but I still am one of those crazy women who has, a huge 21-pound notebook, and I never buy anything that's full price. I'm bringing home hundreds of dollars worth of essentials, I won't just say groceries, but essentials, for free or cheap on a regular basis. You don't have to look at paying for those coupons either. I mean, there's so many different ways to get them free. So please go to my site. Start there, if nowhere else. You may not have more money to spend, but you can always apply wisdom, because that's free. We can go to the library, we can go to my site, and get some wisdom, and then start taking advantage of ways to get ahead of the game a little bit. You don't need to live paycheck to paycheck. I've actually helped several households who were on welfare, receiving welfare food stamps, as well as other aid, and they were able to get off of that and have overflowing shelves in only 3 months' time. So it's not impossible. The impossibility is only what you're making it. It is very possible for you to have a very peaceful path of preparedness rather than this gloom and doom, the zombies are going to come get us, or the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. I don't buy into any of that. So make it a peaceful journey and not a panicky one.
Excellent advice, Kellene. Thank you so much for joining me on Turning the Tide today. We have had a fabulous conversation. I believe that there were many great things given to you today, everyone, that can help you become prepared and really help you to find some peace in your own hearts and minds about what we are facing right now. And we don't know. I mean, Kellene and I can't say of a certainty where America is headed, because I don't know if Kellene has as much hope as I do that people are going to wake up and turn around.
I have hope, just for the record, I do.
Okay, good. And we can hope for that, but you hope for the best and prepare for the worst. That's how it works. And it's a very old adage, but it is a powerful adage. And so, Preparedness Pro, Kellene Bishop, has been with us today. Again, her website is preparednesspro.com. And her radio show, which has been on Blog Talk Radio, is what can they search on there for your show again?
Just go to the Preparedness Radio Network, and then they can search for the Preparedness Pro Radio show on that network.
Okay. And then beginning December, you will be able to see all her shows on preparednesspro.com. Again, Kellene, thank you, and have a wonderful day.
You too, Candace.
Thank you. Bye-bye.